Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is John Hoppy, and you're listening to Wrestling Fans Insight, joined by my co host, who may or may not have some technical difficulties during this episode. William, how are you?
Having major technical difficulties.
So, if you don't hear William after I go to him,
I'm working on it. I swear to God, I'm working on it.
there's kind of a good reason. So, sorry, folks. Last week we had to kind of skip due to busy schedules, but we're back again this week, and a little bit's gone down on the WWE side of things. I feel AEW is still kind of working on trying to get things ready for their all out pay per view coming up on September 20th.
They're
But,
building. They've been kind of slow, but they need to build further.
well, and I think it'll come in due time here. So just gotta have a little patience with it. But,
I'm trying to.
But on our episode we had with Brian, I don't think I discussed it with you, but this is kind of funny because this wasn't one of our planned topics. I'm going to throw this at you just because I wanted to get the reaction from you. But
What the hell?
see, that's why we have call this the insight spelled the right
I'm
way.
flipping you off from my house.
That whole 2 miles away. But anyway, um, so William, the last episode I did with Brian on the Wrestling Fans Insight here, we talked about WWE kind of giving the fans the eye gouge, and what I meant by that was all of the sudden increase in tickets just to go to any kind of event, and
Yep.
it's really getting out of hand. And here in Utah, we are scheduled to have a Friday SmackDown on October 31st, and Saturday night's main event November 1st. And you and I, we always try to do what we can to get over there, and we try to make those events as much as we can.
We
And
do.
they've always been very affordable, but by God, man, the last time we went,
It's tripled
it's
in price.
well, it's actually doubled in price. And
No, no, reread it. It tripled.
well, no, because per event was 224 where we normally sit. But we
Reread it. I'm telling you, it tripled.
okay. I'm not going to argue with you because I'm not in the mood for it. But I'm telling you what we paid, and so I know what we paid
We
compared to
paid
the past.
80 before.
No, it was 120.
No, we paid 80 before. I remember.
All right, I got the ticket stubs, but that's okay. So, regardless, it's still an increase. That's, I mean, to go from 120 to 240, that's ridiculous. I mean, you want people to keep paying these types of prices, attend your events, but like our tag team partner Brian, he listened on a stinking uh on a call. He's part of the, I guess, the shareholders meeting because he owns some stock. And the general feeling is WWE is not really in, they're anticipating on losing your typical fan, but they're gaining on the bringing business to the product. And I kind of feel like WWE is going the wrong way. I mean, one, you're already anticipating lower attendance by raising the price. To me, that just doesn't sound like they're doing smart business. And
No,
I can't justify paying nearly $500 for two events combined.
in the nosebleeds.
And you're, well, semi nosebleeds. And you're also only getting a couple hours of programming. Somewhere this doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it doesn't make any sense. Uh, like I said, I paid $80 before for a ticket. I don't know if you guys were being nice to me and not charging me the full price, but I'm not about to pay $500 for 2 nights. It's not going to happen. I can see far more on the TV than I can in person when people are being loud, rude, blah, blah, blah. I get it. There's a lot of people out there that don't get a lot of chance to go to these events. We've been to countless events.
Yeah, and it really frustrates me because to me, you should be keeping those houses full. And from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, they're actually looking to do a hard camera site. Oh, kind of like what AEW does, but they get criticized for that. Not that I'm poking the bear at any kind of tribalistic fan base or anything, but you know, I would think where we've never had a problem filling up the Delta Center for a Monday Night Raw, a Friday SmackDown. What the hell? Now you want to do it for a special event like Saturday night's main event, the first one to ever be held in Salt Lake City? I
Yeah, no, they kind of need to chill out on the prices.
Yeah, it just uh, it's frustrating. But shout out to Miami the Great and the DWE host. Thank you for joining in, guys. Miami. Be sure to go check him out from the Talk It Up podcast he has on YouTube, and also go check out his X account at Miami the Great. He does really some great content there on the X Spaces, his YouTube channel, and as well as the rest of his DWE community there. But William, yeah, it's I when I talk to you about this, I can't believe I would actually say I'm actually okay just not going and we'll watch from TV. It's a better seat anyways, so I just don't get why you would want to kill your fan base. But this kind of almost in a way makes it AEW look better when it comes to their pricing.
Well, yeah, I was willing to pay the price, but I also realize it's kind of bullshit.
I don't think it's just complete bullshit. But
Okay.
anyhow, anyways, now we're off our soapbox, but yeah, WWE, come on, get your shit together. But while we get into our first topic, and sorry for the late start, but this isn't going to be a long episode, everyone. But we're just going to kind of nail some things on the head as of recent events. Stephanie McMahon is on the crap list or the shit list. Thanks for Will just breaking the barrier on cursing. Uh, Stephanie McMahon's on the ESPN shit list. Why?
You're welcome.
Uh, well, she might have read a paid ad on her podcast promoting a VPN, which you could use on the WWE network, or not the WWE network, on Netflix to make it look like you're out of the country to watch their PLEs once it switches over to ESPN. And ESPN's definitely not happy on that because here Stephanie just gave everybody pretty much the cheapest way to go about still not being charged up the you know where to watch their PLEs. So I kind of find this funny because it's no secret. There's a lot of people out there using black box services or VPNs or other types of streaming means, to watch these events. The unfortunate thing is you do go through some hassles like buffering, um, more ads, things like that just to watch it. But William, do you think this is maybe I kind of understand ESPN's side of things because they just got this deal with the WWE and TKO, but well, probably more TKO than the WWE. What's your thoughts on hearing stuff like this?
Okay. Well, here's the reality. WWE has transcended ESPN. That's a fact. ESPN wants more viewers. understandable. They're running a business. But ESPN has been lacking. I think Stephanie is well within her rights to do what she's doing.
So the thing to also look at is it was a paid advertisement. I don't know if I can I'm not sure if Stephanie was paying attention to that or if that was even part of her responsibility of running her podcast. But but if there was somebody there that was supposed to monitor that, someone did a shitty job.
Well, I mean, you and I know she's a good businesswoman. Shit falls between the cracks. We know that. Might not be perfect, but ESPN needs to bow down to WWE. They're going to fucking gain way more profit off of WWE than any of their other ventures.
Well, not only that, but the people who have and see, this is still a mess too, as far as who can watch what on ESPN for WWE's PLEs. But you also have to look at the fact that the people who have had ESPN but have never watched any of WWE's product has a chance now to see it. And who knows, maybe they like it and become a new fan of it. I mean,
And everybody profits.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I can understand why ESPN's pissed. I mean, like I said, you sign this deal and then all of a sudden you have someone promoting how to go around watching it on Netflix. But here's the other funny part. I think they went a little head in first as far as what they want to charge for the monthly service. I mean, after I believe somebody on X had a post the other day. I want to say it was Andrew Badela. I hope I pronounced his name right. But I've been watching a lot of his posts comparing the value of WWE compared to AEW. And no doubt you get a hell of a lot more value out of the AEW product if you like both brands. But for WWE, he rounded it. He said it was nearly just over the $100 a month mark to watch PLE, subscribe to Netflix to watch Raw, and then you'll need to obviously subscribe to some kind of cable provider or USA Network just to watch SmackDown. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, prices are gouging, but I pay about $113 a month for my service and to be able to watch WWE. If I want to watch one AEW event, it's $50 minimum every time.
You're talking pay-per-view event, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, it just kills me that you're paying less for AEW for one event than you are combined, just the combined monthly programming for WWE. Almost nearly half. Just depends what you're paying for HBO Max or if you're already subscribed to cable watching off TNT and TBS. I'm not sure what those costs are anymore. But yeah, I think this is something that we'll definitely keep an eye on and see what future involvement Stephanie has with the WWE once the ESPN partnership gets into effect.
I think they gouged the prices this time because of John Cena.
Well, that's actually a good thought. I don't know if necessarily would have been because of John Cena, but
what changed?
Not a whole lot, really. That's the thing.
Except for John Cena coming in, right?
Yeah, we got John Cena came in. In fact, why don't we just talk about the next subject right now? She returned Friday night on SmackDown. AJ Lee came to even the odds with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins for CM Punk.
Blech.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't. That's kind of mean, dude. First off, I actually thought AJ looked pretty good.
Yeah, no. Not a fan of AJ.
Really, I didn't know that, but I thought she looked pretty good in there, taking it to Becky for a little bit.
Yes. She always looks good, but she reminds me of Sasha.
Mm,
Mm.
n- it would have had to been the other way around since she was there before Sasha.
She was around before Sasha, but they're both in it for the money. They're
Well,
not in it for the wrestling.
well, but kudos to her for getting that money, though. she, she did sign a multi-year deal the way it was reported. So I don't know. But I'm looking forward to seeing what AJ can do and maybe finish up, get the proper chance to way to end your wrestling career if that's what
If
she's
she
looking to
goes
do.
back to actually wrestling again, I'll be okay.
I believe that's what the point is she's going back to wrestling to finish it off.
And that'll make me happy. But if she's just being a spot checker,
No,
no.
no, it's not a spot checker. I can't imagine you'd be a spot checker with a multi-year deal. That wouldn't make any sense. So, but before we go any further, want to make sure we give a shout out to our buddy Carlos at C to the OS and at Conquer the No on the X app. Be sure to go check him out.
Carlos!
He does a wonderful job on X Spaces every Monday after Raw and after Dynamite on Wednesdays. Be sure to go join him, Sean freaking Robinette, and Credit Dev over on X. They host the Monday night Raw reactions with Carlos. And on the Wednesday nights, he hosts with along with Stampede as the Space Elite as they do Wednesday Night Chaos. Also, be sure to check out our other tag team partner, Brian the Hype Ballard on the X. He's at the Brian Atkins. Go check out his YouTube channel at Tap Out Talk. He does some great presentations, usually after most WWE and NXT PLEs, as well as some of the pay per views. And every once in a while, he'll cover a UFC event. Yeah, and be sure to check out and participate in our X community for the fans of pro wrestling. Go to our main account at FOPW Network. Just go there. You should see the spotlight there on how to join into that community. And then follow me on the X app at WFI Pod. And I also administer the FOPW Network account for the fans of pro wrestling. William,
What's up, buddy?
give your little Twitter handle there
Why?
because
At William Hoppy 8.
and we also have a group chat on the X app. If you just go to send a DM to myself, Brian, or Carlos, and we'll just give you all the details on how to join. And also, we have our website that I still have not yet updated, but I will hopefully get to it very shortly. Go check out www.thefansofprowrestling.com. My update will soon include some other podcasts to be featured on the main page. And John says AEW has a chance to beat WWE WrestlePalooza on September 20th.
They do.
They do. There's
But they
always
got to pull it out.
Yeah, there's always a chance. But I also don't look at ratings either. Ratings, ticket sales, they just don't really fit into my argument of what I consider as a successful and unsuccessful. But that's why we're here in wrestling as fans. We love to express what we enjoy out there. But here's one to really express. William, Brock Lesnar back on the attack on John Cena.
Holy shit. Straight up, that's the only thing you can really say about Brock Lesnar. When he walks in, He makes an impact. You can love him, you can hate him. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, when he walks in, he makes a fucking impact.
So, with all the controversy with the alleged lawsuit and everything, what's your take on Brock being back here in the WWE?
I don't care about the lawsuit. Look, things were different back when he started. Things were more acceptable. Now we're in a stage where everything is under a microscope. It's ridiculous. He's back. He's just trying to create good business, make his money. I'm good with him being back.
Okay. I don't think I've ever asked you that because Brian and I touched base on it. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. And, the thing of it is unfortunately for business, you know, there's things that draw the money and you have to go with it. And there's always going to be some cons, especially with some of the technicalities. But as we broke it down, there's
Yeah.
reasons why Brock is allowed to be back on TV. And there's many people who don't like it, but unfortunately, it
He
is what it
sets a
is.
fucking mood.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to me, I think WWE is very smart with using them. I'm sure this was more at John Cena's request than anything, because he wants to have that
For,
one last match.
for sure. And Brock Lesnar is the perfect opponent.
Exactly. I mean, what more could you ask for? But anyways, yeah, and also I want to give an apology for our last episode. Apparently, when Willie and I went live, we didn't realize the AEW Forbidden Door pay per view was going as we were given
I
as we
blame
were.
you, fucker.
Yeah, well, I blame myself too, but that's what happens when you're out studying and doing everything else.
I
But,
wasn't paying attention, so I was obviously more ignorant.
so, but yeah, we apologize as we were given our predictions while the pay per view was going. But in fairness, at least we didn't know it was going and given our predictions without knowing the results. So
We did pretty good on the predictions.
yeah, we didn't do so bad. Not bad for guys who weren't paying attention. So our bad AEW. We hope not to make that mistake again. But yeah, Carlos brought that up to me. I was like, oh shit.
No, he would.
Well, it's my fault because, like I said, we've been really busy here. So,
I
but
miss
anyway,
Carlos.
well, get on X more often. Give him some shit once in a while. He needs it.
My ex isn't doing shit, bro.
Oh, well, I don't
I,
know what to tell you.
I don't either. I got the new phone and it doesn't bring X up at all.
No, that's not good.
No, I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll work on it one day. But anywho, yeah, like I said, this was a short episode. We didn't plan to be here too long, but we still want to show our faces. Well, at least I'm showing my face. But make sure we're sure everybody's still alive out here. William, do you have any final thoughts before we call it good for today?
I think things are building up. I'm liking what I'm seeing, especially out of LFG and NXT. I think AEW is going to build up. So I'm kind of excited for the next 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, AEW's has got their all out pay-per-view coming up September 20th, as well as WWE's WrestlePalooza as well on the Saturday, September 20th. Unfortunately, I'm going to be gone that weekend, so I'll have to be watching it from not Las Vegas, from Mesquite, Nevada. There's still Sarah and I will be out and about in a bowling tournament down there. But I want to give some quick shout outs there. I want to give shout outs to the Wager Wire and their special members Carolina, Amber Holly, Rosie Blue Eyes, J.S. McMahon, and everybody else out there that is part of the Wager Wire family. Oh, also Anna Banana, who does her space, along with Joseph. Be sure to go check out that community on the X Spaces. They do a lot of wonderful stuff, especially football, basketball, baseball. Be sure to go get in on the action there. They also talk a lot on college sports. So, really great group of people to go follow. And they're very awesome supporters if you go support them. So, also want to give a shout out to our friends there at the Fan in the Van podcast, Steel and Teal. Yeah, the Steel and Teal Talk. Sorry, Jim and Garrett. Also, check out the Two Dudes Sports News, Brutally Honest Sports, the Sports Bar 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, Nate's Daily Wager Wire, In a Pickle Podcast, or In a Pickle Radio. Sorry, I'm still listening to them here and there. Also, want to give a shout out to Ted the Hillbilly Hill, who does Ted's Takes on Wrestling. Go check out his YouTube channel there, as he does a few awesome video shorts. Also, be sure to go check out sorry, got a little dry throat. Be sure to also go check out our friends at the Saged Up Network. They do a lot of awesome stuff there. William, do you have any shout outs to give?
Just to our listeners, our fans.
We have,
We wouldn't be anything if we didn't have our crowd following us.
yep. Yeah, and we know it's football season and it's hard to get on, but we will be rebroadcasting this here right about the 8 o'clock hour, 8 p.m. Eastern time hour. So feel free to, if you didn't catch us from the start, we'll have this posted on my X app at WFI Pod. William, we'll try to catch up again next week here. And for everybody else, thank you for joining us. We hope to catch you all later. Go enjoy some fantasy football. I hope your fantasy teams are doing well this week. And we'll see you next Sunday.